There has been a trend in this region where we have seen copycat ads. Why do you think this happens?
Because maybe those guys are lacking imagination. It's easier to take an ad that exists, do a little bit of makeup and send it back, than create your own ad.
Yeah, it's another bad habit. I mean, there are some times where people do get advertising that's quite similar, but they've never seen it before, and there is those who blatantly rip off advertising. I mean, it's I think it's happened to everyone where advertising's been similar, but when it's pure copycat, it's yeah, it's not really acceptable. But again, it's probably just trying to get onto this bandwagon of winning awards and getting recognition, and not knowing the circumstances later on.
The majority of them, I personally believe, are just coincidence. I don't think anybody with the right mind would voluntarily or intentionally put themselves or their agency in a situation like this. There has been many cases where the same ideas just happen to pop up, not even in the same city, in different countries, different regions. It just happens, and we just gotta blow past it, basically.
Globally, there's a consciousness in terms of any industry. So again, even music or films, isn't it amazing when films come out and there's like 3 or 4 films that have the same kind of plot, they just happen to come out more or less the same time? Do you think they copied each other? Music, music gravitates to certain styles and things, and songs come out. In advertising, there's a history of advertising that we're all aware of, and there's a present style of advertising that we all work to. If you go to Cannes and you look at all the entries into Cannes, you'll see hundreds of identical ideas done in the same year across the planet.
Again, first of all, I don't think there's more copycat ads here than anywhere else. I also think today I will find an example for any ad you show me. So anybody doing any ad anywhere on this planet today, right now, thinking it's all new, if he puts it on a table, I will probably be able to find an example from somewhere else on this planet, which the originator may not be aware of. That's a big problem, and through digital technology, through the internet, I can find all of these examples.
I have no idea. It's the most bizarre thing, blatant copycatting. I think maybe we think we live in a bubble in the Middle East, that we don't think anybody else kind of subscribes or watches or views any form of advertising, so therefore we think we can get away with it.
There are people who copy, yes, this is true, and they're pawn scum. It's just, they're the lowest form of humanity there is. People who will just steal and plagiarize, there's also a whole other bunch of people who, who've sort of done ads, and I think everybody's done an idea that's been done before. And a lot of times you're not aware. A lot of times you should be aware because it's probably won a line, or, it's a very celebrated ad. And it's your fault for not knowing that.
I think it's just an accident, to be honest, because I think there's a certain case we've got at the moment with one of our brands where we presented a campaign and it's come back to be done exactly the same. I think it's just an unfortunate coincidence as opposed to copycats. I think any creative worth its merit, or any person that's worthy of being called a creative with character and pride, would never do something they've ever been done before.
Again, that's another one of those things that you never know whether it happens by mistake or by pure chance. I've seen in Cannes exhibitions, posters from Australia and Canada for exactly the same thing that look almost exactly the same. Yeah, and it's really weird to see that. And they're both there, like being awarded. So it happens. It happens a lot.
Probably, lack of, again, stupidity, it's lack of ideas, lack of, I think people think they're going to get away with it. I don't know, it's like, it's beyond me why people copy ads. I mean, I understand sometimes, you have a thought that, if the briefs are becoming pretty similar and ads will become pretty similar in thought, you know, because you know, if you've got two creatives around the world working on the same thing, but the ads here are so remarkably similar, you start to wonder. But you know, I mean, it's crazy. Yeah.